Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet the great Jennifer Morris. She is an energy healer. We'll explain next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, when you think about the world of healthcare, we have Eastern medicine, we have Western medicine, and I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. There are solutions that can be found by diving into any practice. My next guest is Jennifer Morris, and she is deep into energy healing. And Jennifer, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And this journey actually began when you were 11?
Yes.
So tell us that story.
Well, I was playing King of the Hill down in Flower Bluff, Texas.
Okay.
And I fell down and hurt my knee. I got up. Hey, I'm fine. And I just had no leg there. Went to the doctor. I'm expecting to leave in a minute or two. And he says, yeah, so you have a serious problem here. And you're, excuse me, you're never going to be able to walk again.
Oh, gosh.
And if you do, you're going to walk with a severe limp. And I was not going to take that. So this friend of mine shows up at school with her little herbal pack. And it just kind of changed how I looked at things.
Like, what treatment did you receive? Was it aloe or like what were you receiving?
I don't know what all was in it. It looked like brown mustard and it smelled like really bad Bengay.
Got it. But it was it some version of energy healing or
I think it was just herbs. And see, when we talk about energy healing is part of what I do.
Yeah.
But an energy healer doesn't just heal with energy. An energy healer will also sense the energy or work with the energy of the client.
Nice.
And so sometimes some work with herbs, some work with sound. I also work with sound. And I'm an expert sound healer. And that is what makes a difference, is what is right for the client.
We're going to pull up your website because you started to do this professionally in what year?
2007.
2007.
Yes.
And so, and you started this in California.
Yes.
And what was your experience as we scrolled onto your website? Talk about like the early days.
The early days, trying to figure out how to put a logo on a website was fun. But in reality, it was more of just trying to get it out to the world that we're not here to say this is science or this is religion.
Yeah.
It's just something that some people say works.
Yes.
And they feel a difference once they've been through one of our processes. It's hard to even call it a treatment. It's more of a process.
Well, and you've been trained as a Reiki master. You're an herbalist. So when you were telling me before the show about a favorite client without naming the client, how were you able to help this person?
Well, when she came in, it was actually crystal healing. She was in for a crystal Reiki sound experience, which I still do today. People love it. And she was not a believer of anything. And I don't look at this as belief. I look at it as something science has not yet learned how to measure.
Yes.
And so I just did my process and worked with her. At one point, I was kind of drawn to really kind of work on her knee. I just felt like the energy needed a little more there.
Yeah.
Didn't know any history or anything. When we got done, she was like, how did you know to go to my knee?
Wow. And can you explain? I mean, this is a gift from above, I assume. How did you know to work on the knee?
I think it is good to listen to your intuition. Now, I have a degree in psychology. I am not a psychologist. But what I have learned from psychology is that intuition works within our brain as well. I do also believe in my spiritual side, and I believe that everyone should have their spiritual path.
Wow.
But I do think it is where our brain can put several different things together, information that we're not even paying attention to.
Yes. Okay, so let's talk about our healthcare system right now. We send these doctors off to colleges, and big pharma, sponsors a lot of these colleges. So the doctors of today are not learning anything about intuition or energy healing or Reiki. I mean, they're essentially being sent out to the world to write a prescription, I'm imagining.
I think that my doctor is very intuitive. I think if you work for a long time, with different kinds of clients, you get a good sense of what's going on with each client. So I have seen intuition in doctors, and that comes from knowledge, experience, and how the brain processes.
Sure.
But also, I think that the ideal situation is where we have our medical doctors. I don't like to see clients who won't keep seeing their medical doctor. I am not somebody to fill in that space. I am to complement that process, that healing that they're doing. So I think the best would be have a good psychologist, have a good clergy, whatever your religion may be, have a good doctor, have a good healer, have someone who helps you with your whole social circle. Where you might have you have a psychologist, you might have a licensed practitioner. There is one in psychology that does that, works with your social circles.
Yes. So the kinds of clients or patients that you're attracting, are they people who have tried the typical solutions of Western medicine and they're looking for something else? Like who comes to you?
People who are looking for something else. And I don't call them patients. They're just clients.
Okay.
Because I'm not a doctor. But I think that when they've been through so much, and I went through it with my knee, I think that's where I found that, what else can I do to heal this?
Yes.
The herbs opened that door for me, that I felt better. I could move it again, even though they said they weren't sure if I was even going to get movement back. So working with all the different things that are out there, most of the clients who've come to me, sometimes they wait until it's their last resort. And what I'm seeing now is an influx of people who are working with their medical professionals, all those professionals I was talking about.
Yes.
And I'm one of their professionals.
Outstanding. All right, Jennifer, we only have a couple of minutes left. So I want you to talk to the person who's struggling, because there's probably a lot of people watching this broadcast that they know they're not right. They know they've been on, 5 different medications over the years and nothing's getting better. What do you want to say to that person?
I want to say to that person that this would be a really good time to start thinking about the different things that you can do. If you can do yoga and the exercise makes you feel better, just look into other things. Trust your gut. Do work with your doctor. They have these wonderful degrees and a lot of science behind everything that they do. But also consider yourself, trust your intuition, and go on your feelings.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your heart and your wisdom with us. We're going to end with her website, which is jennifermorris.co. The great Jennifer Morris. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
You bet. That's
All right.
it for now. We'll see you next time.